We are learning more details about the man who barricaded himself inside a home in Henderson for nearly 2 days and was found dead early Sunday morning. Henderson police released this booking photo of the suspect from back in February of 31-year-old Trevor Cooper. He was wanted on a number of charges, including first-degree kidnapping and battery resulting in bodily harm. Police say if he would have survived, he would have faced dozens of additional charges. Detectives recovered 5 rifles and 1 handgun from the scene. Police continue to investigate. And all 6 townhomes connected to the home where the suspect was barricaded have now been declared unsafe to occupy. The Red Cross and the city of Henderson are assisting 20 people who were affected.